The story of the Black Monk of Pontefract begins in a small town of Pontefract located in West Yorkshire, England. This unassuming town, with its medieval history and quaint cobblestone streets, seemed an unlikely setting for one of the most intense hauntings in English history. The tale is centered around 30 East Drive, a typical semi-detached house built in the 1950s, which became infamous for its association with a malevolent poltergeist. In the late 1960s, the Pritchard family, consisting of Joe and Jean Pritchard, and their two children, Philip and Diane, moved into the house. They were a normal family looking forward to a new chapter in their lives. Little did they know they were stepping into a house that would soon become a focal point of paranormal activity. The hauntings were subtle at first. It started with small disturbances, cold spots in the house, items mysteriously moving or disappearing, and a foul odor that would come and go. These occurrences were strange but not entirely alarming. The Pritchards dismissed them as quirks of their new home. However, things soon escalated. One evening, as Philip was playing in his room, he noticed a strange fine white powder falling from mid-air, coating his bed and the floor. Confused and frightened, he called for his mother. Jean rushed upstairs, only to witness the powdery substance materializing from nowhere. They searched for a logical explanation but found none. Soon after, the disturbances became more frequent and aggressive. Doors would slam shut on their own, loud knocking sounds echoed through the house, and heavy furniture would move by itself. The family was baffled and increasingly terrified. The true nature of their tormentor was revealed when the entity started to make itself known visually. Philip was the first to see it. One night, as he lay in bed, he saw a dark figure at the foot of his bed. It was a monk, dressed in black robes with a hood that obscured his face. The figure radiated a sense of malevolence that chilled Philip to the bone. He screamed and his parents rushed in, but by then the figure had vanished. As the sightings of the Black Monk increased, the entity's behavior grew more violent. It seemed to particularly target the youngest member of the family, Diane. She would wake up with scratches and bruises, and on several occasions she was physically thrown from her bed by an unseen force. The family tried to seek help from the church, but exorcisms and blessings only seemed to aggravate the spirit. Desperate for answers, the Pritchards delved into the history of their home and the surrounding area. They discovered that their house was built near the site of a 12th century Cluniac monastery. According to local legend, one of the monks had been executed for heinous crimes. He was allegedly guilty of raping and murdering a young girl and was hanged for his sins. This monk, they theorized, was the Black Monk haunting their home. Further research revealed that the monk's execution was particularly brutal. After his death, his body was reportedly thrown down a well on the monastery grounds, which was believed to be near the Pritchards' home. The monk's spirit, restless and filled with anger and guilt, seemed to have latched onto the site and now wreaking havoc on the family. The haunting reached its peak during a particularly harrowing period in the summer of 1966. The Black Monk's attacks on Diane became relentless. On one terrifying occasion, she was dragged up the stairs by her hair by an invisible force, leaving her parents helpless and horrified. Objects would fly across rooms, walls would shake violently, and the eerie, oppressive atmosphere in the house became unbearable. Despite their terror, the Pritchards refused to leave their home. They invited paranormal investigators to document the phenomena. The investigators experienced the activity firsthand, witnessing objects moving on their own, strange noises, and cold spots. One investigator even captured a photograph of a dark, shadowy figure resembling a monk standing in the hallway. During one investigation, the Black Monk made its most dramatic appearance. As the investigators set up their equipment, they heard a loud, guttural growl emanating from the basement. They descended into the darkness, only to find the monk standing there, its eyes glowing with the otherworldly light. The investigators were paralyzed with fear as the figure slowly approached, only to vanish into thin air just before reaching them. As the years passed, the intensity of the haunting gradually diminished, though it never completely stopped. The Pritchards continued to live in the house, adapting to the sporadic disturbances. They believed that acknowledging the spirit and trying to live in harmony with it was their only option. In the decades that followed, 30 East Drive became a subject of great interest to paranormal enthusiasts and investigators. Many visited the house hoping to capture evidence of the Black Monk. Some reported strange occurrences, while others explained nothing out of the ordinary. The house gained a reputation as one of the most haunted locations in England. The Pritchards eventually moved away, but the legend of the Black Monk lived on. New occupants of the house also reported unsettling experiences, suggesting that the spirit remained. The house continued to draw attention from those fascinated by paranormal, and each visitor adding their own experiences to the lore. The story of the Black Monk of Pontefract is a chilling reminder of the unknown and the supernatural. It has inspired books, documentaries, and films, cementing its place in the annals of haunted history. The Pritchards' ordeal at 30 East Drive serves as a testament to the resilience of a family facing an inexplicable and terrifying force. To this day, the legend of the Black Monk endures, capturing the imaginations of those who hear it. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, the story of the Black Monk of Pontefract remains a powerful and eerie tale, illustrating the profound impact that the supernatural can have on ordinary lives. To this day, the legend of the Black Monk endures, capturing the imaginations of those who hear it. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, the story of the Black Monk of Pontefract remains a powerful and eerie tale, illustrating the profound impact that the supernatural can have on ordinary lives. As with many stories of the paranormal, the legend of the Black Monk of Pontefract raises more questions than answers. What truly happened at 30 East Drive? Was it the restless spirit of a wronged monk, or could there have been another explanation? These questions linger, as elusive and haunting as the Black Monk itself, ensuring that the story will be told and retold for generations to come. So this is all I have for you today. Thanks for listening.